I talk a lot about mastery on this channel, mastery of mind through learning how to abide as the witness and really kind of finding liberation through becoming more aware of our formless identity. I talk a lot about self-mastery through working with the universal spiritual laws that govern this universe. But I haven't really touched much on emotional mastery, learning how to master our emotions and healing. So you see, if you are on this journey, which you all are if you're watching this video, then there is no doubt that you will be undergoing a process of healing. And we can be extremely conscious of this process as it unfolds, or we can be not so conscious. But whatever, I feel that a crucial part of mastery is really learning how to process and liberate ourselves from these emotions, from this old energy, from this trauma that we have been carrying around for God knows how many years. So what is trauma? Well, simply put, trauma is trapped emotion. It's energy that is trapped within our energetic structure, and it's in there because we were unable to process it at the time of its unfoldment. We weren't able to allow that energy to move through us. It's emotion. Emotion is just energy in motion. And when that emotion originally occurred inside our body, yes, we were not able to feel it, to heal it sufficiently. And what happened was it just got lodged, that energy with that emotion with a very dense vibration got lodged within our energetic structure, and it stayed in there. It's lodged in there. And sporadically over the years, what happens is that it surfaces again, and then we just push it back down again and again, and we suppress it more and more and more, unless you learn how to consciously process emotions and move them through us. So Eckhart Tolle, I'm a big fan of Eckhart, and he talks a lot about the pain body. It's a great teaching, and it kind of talks about pain or trauma that is trapped within our body as just being like a kind of an entity in and of itself. Like it's a collection of past pain that has been built up over the years. I'm going to do videos on Eckhart Tolle's teaching of the pain body because it's a very, very, very simple way of explaining how trauma really kind of causes havoc in our lives in later life if we don't kind of face it head on and deal with it. So at the end of the day, we cannot run away from our healing. We can't rush our healing. We have to let this process unfold naturally, and we have to really, in order to live a life that is free of the emotional baggage that is really creating so much havoc in our life, we have to face it head on. We have to stop running away from it, stop using coping mechanisms, and start really accepting that this is something that if I work through, I'm going to become such a happier person. I'm going to be able to embody so much of my true essence beyond this thick, dense energy that I'm carrying around that is subconsciously creating so much of my experiences in this world. So in order to really find this liberation from this old emotion that's haunting us, then what we really want to do is we want to allow ourselves to be led through this process of healing. And as old pain rises to the surface, we simply feel it. We actually feel into that sensation within our body, within our inner energy field. We feel it, and the feeling itself actually, when you feel it, what you're doing is you're shining the light of awareness on it. You're allowing it. And in allowing it and shining that light on it, it is able to move through you. You're able to process it and let it go. So as a child, perhaps, or even as someone that is unconscious, maybe that does not know what is happening, someone that is not aware of what they're experiencing, doesn't really admit to themselves what they're feeling, then yeah, this can get lodged and trapped, this energy trapped in their body. But that simple teaching of feel it, that is a complete game changer in one's life. Because what it does is it allows the wisdom of our adulthood, the wisdom of our awakening, of our awareness, to help us really actually process the pain. Yes, there are various modalities and various kind of visualizations. I've got tons of these kind of things that can really help to heal, and that can really make the healing process a little bit more interesting and certainly more effective. But they are for other videos. In this video, I just really want to remind people and bring to people's attention to not run away from their emotions. What are you feeling right now? What's coming up for you right now? How honest are you being with yourself? Can you be courageous enough to sit there and allow what you're feeling to be there, to focus your attention on that inner sensation, that sensation within you? Can you sit there with it? If we want to master ourselves in this lifetime and we want to move through this reality with some kind of mastery, it is crucial that we stop running away from our emotions. We've been running away from them for too many years, and if we don't process it, the reality is that these emotions, they're going to haunt us. They're going to haunt us in our relationships, our moods, our mental health, our repeating patterns that keep playing out in our life. They'll haunt us in our addictions, in our inability to manifest, and they'll even haunt us in our physical health eventually, you know. How do I know when I'm purging, when I'm releasing old energy, when, you know, these traumas are ready to be released and when they're coming back up? Well, this is how I experience it. So it could come in the form of a trigger, you know, something happens in our external reality that reminds us of something. It's usually a very kind of irrational emotional reaction, like an overly emotional reaction to something. Now, you know, this in and of itself is a calling. It's a calling to go back in time to really find the root cause of why this has happened. If you so wish, you may just wish to sit there and feel the emotion and just detach from the story and just let whatever it is move through you. Some people like to really sit down with their journal, to sit in deep meditation and go back to a memory of when this first occurred. When did they first feel like this? You know, again, so much can be said about this, and I will go over it. I will go through this in other videos to come. But the thing is that we just want to remember that this is a healing process, and we've got to feel it. We've got to be courageous enough to sit there and feel it, not seek to get out of it, not try to resist it. Just to let it be there and trust that it will move through us in a divine timing. Like, you know, if we actually allow it, if we truly allow it, it will move through you quicker than if you try to get out of it, because that in itself is resistance, and what we resist persists. Remember that running away from our emotion, that sensation, that energy in motion that is happening, that dense vibrational frequency that doesn't feel good within us, running away from that is just pushing it further down. And that's exactly why we're in this position in the first place. That's exactly why it's there in the first place, because we pushed it down, we suppressed it, we repressed it, and we didn't allow it to move through us. A lot of emotional mastery is being aware of what we are feeling, really admitting to ourselves what we are feeling when we are feeling it, watching the sensation within us, feeling the sensation within us, and allowing the sensation to be there and to move through. Like, yes, we're not fueling it with unnecessary thoughts. Thoughts might come up that are related to the original kind of unfoldment, the root cause of it, yes, but we're not allowing our mind to completely torment us in this moment. We have to engage our mental mastery as well at this point. The healing process, it is a journey, and as we progress along the path of healing, we do become more masterful at it. We become less scared of it. it's incredibly life-changing. It brings so much freedom from pain, and it makes for a lighter pain body, a lighter experience here in this lifetime. It makes for a more peaceful life, a more high vibrational life. So if you recall, within the principle of vibration, everything has its own vibrational frequency, including us as a whole. And through this process of awakening, what is happening is we are actually raising our vibrational frequency. And so this dense energy that we have been harboring within us, it no longer has a place in our new vibrational frequency. So it purges out. It releases, it comes to the surface and it releases quickly. It wants to come out because it's no longer a vibrational match to who we are becoming. So yes, especially if you are on this conscious journey of transformation, the healing process is fast. It purges very quickly sometimes. So on a personal level, I've spent the past 6 or 7 years now consciously healing myself. And again, this is another video, but what I will say is that it has been completely life-changing. I feel 10 times lighter in so many ways. My life has transformed in so many ways. And I realized that I'm not trying to fix myself. I'm not broken. This is just simply part and parcel of mastery. It's just simply part and parcel of being an alchemist and really kind of awakening into my truth. So yeah, I've let my higher self guide me through this, or whatever you want to call it. That part of me that is all-knowing, it has guided me through this process. Now, obviously, everyone's healing process is completely unique. The way that mine unfolds is that it's not this intense slog, like it hasn't been 7 years of intense, like dark night of the soul, vigorous healing. Usually for me, it occurs in like bouts, maybe 2-month periods, maybe a week period. I just know when I'm being called to heal. And yes, that might look like having a month of not really going out much and locking myself in a room for 2 days to feel some stuff that's moving through me. Like, it comes when it comes, That's how it plays out for me anyway. As I say, everyone is different. But importantly, it is just necessary that everyone realizes that we've all got trauma. We could have had the most idyllic childhood ever. We could have had the most horrendous childhood ever. Some pain bodies might be heavier than other people's pain bodies, yes. But whether you experienced really, really, really horrible, tragic abuse, or whether you fell down and hit your head when you were 2 years old, we've all got these little kind of experiences in the past that have caused this effect in later life. And importantly, it's just finding that courage to feel whatever comes up when it comes up. As I say, ultimately, there are so many benefits to healing ourselves and allowing ourselves to process our old pain. I don't want to get into that too much, but what it does is it brings us closer to what we are beyond the pain, we are creating our lives from our subconscious, so much from our subconscious mind, and from these emotions that are within us that are attracting certain patterns in life, certain things that we are experiencing. When we rid ourselves from this, we move past our blockages with fears that were there before are no longer there, and yeah, we just feel 10 times lighter, and we're able to access these vibrations that are just very, very blissful by nature, or maybe some people say high dimensional kind of vibrations. You'll be able to embody what you are beneath all of this kind of physical stuff, like our true nature that really kind of embodies peace and joy. So if you've made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Perhaps you knew all of this already, but you just needed reminding. And I hope that you got something from this video. So thank you so much. If you think someone will benefit from this video, please share it. And please like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video and talking more about this in the future. So thank you, and yeah, see you next time. Bye 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 bye.